Hi Flosstube, good morning. Today we are going to go through my box of Halloween fully finishes. I store everything by season so that then I can just pull out that box, put everything up, and then when the season's done, put it back in the box. I try anyway. There's always some random ones floating around in other places. So this is my Halloween box, which is very large. It's a big box. I won't remember the names or the designers of everything. I'll do my best, but I always list those down below. When this is uploaded, I go through in order of what I mentioned and list it down below. So if you have questions, let me know. Some of these will seem very new to you because they were recent fully finishes and they happen to be on top because that's how the box works. So we'll start out with one that I just pulled off the wall. This is Halloween Night by Autumnal Stitchery that I finished in the big bat. It was a mirror from Joann's. So this piece I've done a finish with me video and I've just showed it recently. So this one is up. When the season is over, I will pop it out of this and store the stitched piece in my box so that that way I can just put that big frame like behind a bookshelf or something. All right, hold on, that one's gonna be tippy. It's gonna roll away. I thought I could just lean it. There it goes. If you hear a clang, it's that. So another large one that actually doesn't store in the box is one I've thought about doing a refinish on. This is an older piece by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I love it. I finished it as a wall hanging. It's the first wall hanging I ever made. It's large. Like, look at all this extra compared to where the piece is. But I love this hanger. This hanger is from Ackfeld wire. And I love this hanger. So I will likely just leave it. And you could tell, like, one of my arrows is going up and one's going down. And I had no sense of directionality or all that. So this one will just get hung up as is. And then I have a few pieces, the framed pieces, which I store separately. I unwrapped them and put them on top. So again, a few of these are very recent. This is a Autumnal sampler from Little Robin Designs. I just recently finished this one. I love that frame so much. You'll see it again. This is Midnight Way from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was a stitch along a while ago, and it sat and sat and sat, but then I ordered this frame. This frame comes from pictureframes.com, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. So there's Midnight Way. This is a refinish that was a wall hanging and I took it apart. This is Halloween ABCs from Lizzie Kate. I believe 123 Stitch has the reprint rights to Lizzie Kate, and that they do have this. I wish I'd stitched it on something just a smidge different so my whites showed up. They actually show up better on camera than they do in person. This was an oops frame that fit perfect. The blue isn't an exact match, but I kind of like having some pops of color mixed in with all of my black frames for Halloween, so that one will probably stay. And this, I think, is the last of the framed pieces. This is Raven from Nora Corbett. And this one has glass because of the beads. I had this one done at Michael's. It's in a metallic purple frame and then a black fillet. She's one of my all-time favorite pieces I've done. So that is Raven. I've got a little container going over here that I'll lift down for my smalls. So I think this one, it's a frame, but not really a frame. I don't know what it is. It had a decor piece in it that went this way and I popped it out, but it's really super cool. And I got it at a salvage place for $2. So I know this is heart and hand. I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name. Put it down below. I almost had it. I don't remember. It will be down below. I thought I had it. All right, let me move this container. Okay. Now some smaller things and things that go on another finishing board, so I take them off to store them. This is one other one that I've considered doing a redo. This is, it's Barbara Anna, and it was a stitch along originally through Creative Poppy, but now I believe this is just available, and it was a 3-part design, but I only did the top. I don't remember what this one's called. So I have this pumpkin that I put it on, but it falls off like every time I have it on there. So this one eventually you may see in a different, have a different look. This is an old one. This one was a stitch along. It's by Durene Jones, and it's from Lakeside Needlecraft in the UK. And I think this was 2017 it was put out. So it's all black, and then there's a little white and a little green, and I think originally it had the date here, but I changed it to just say boo. I have a frame that this pops in. This was fun. It was a lot of fun to do, you know, little by little, and I dyed this fabric. This is one that I did way back. This is a Satsuma Street Halloween night, Halloween cat. It's really cute. It's on a purple fabric. It had some clouds, but I took them out because the frame I have for this one has an oval opening. I love her colors. She's always so fun to stitch. And again, this is one of the old ones that's on straight up sticky board. This is not how I would finish it now, but this is an older, so was that last one. This is an older one. So I just popped that in the frame. This is a newer finish. A newer fully finish. It sat in the box forever. This is 31st block from HandsOn Design. So you do the long strip and then the top. This one she had a bottom where you could carry the pumpkins over, but I was done by the time I got to that part, so I just left it. And then you have the pin sets that you can put in there. I do have a tutorial on block finishes. They're not difficult. They are time consuming because you have to go through 2 lines of backstitch and whip stitch them all the way around, so they just take time. But I love the finish. I have a couple of them and more to make because I think it's really fun. This is another that I just finished. This Witch Can Stitch. This is a chart from Carla at Cobweb Corner. It's one of her designs. And she has it as a PDF or a printed copy on her website. This is a Prairie Schooler. I think it's Sweeping Cobwebs, and there's more to it, but I shortened it up and just did a pillow. So I've got a layer of fabric and a herringbone and a fun plaid kind of on the diagonal and some pom-pom trim. It's a lot of pom-pom trim in this bucket because you can't go wrong. This one is from Missy Purcell, Luminous Fiberarts. It was originally in a magazine, but I think she has it just now on her website. I think it's called Jack-O-Lantern Cat. And I finished it with this fun fabric that Misty had actually given me, so I fussy cut so those little cats would be in it. So there's that one. I remembered water and I'm themed appropriate today. This is another Barbara Anna. It's called Spellville. Again, this was a stitch along from Creative Poppy, but I think it's now just available on its own. This one I finished as a stand-up. I don't do, not a stand-up, a flat fold. I don't do a ton of flat folds. They take a lot of material and a lot of time, but they're really great to just pop in there and you open them up and you're good to go, and you don't have to worry about finding something the right size or making it yourself. So there's that one. All right, this one's messy. This one, I'll talk about it before I hold it up because it's loud. This is Scary Apothecary from HandsOn Design, and it's a series of charts. I think there might have been 8. I only did however many. We'll find out when I open it up. I have a big sign that I got at Joann's that says welcome, and it has potion bottles, and I hang this underneath it. So I store it just kind of flopped together, and it's all connected, and there's bells. Hold on. It's tangled. Okay. So, broomstick fuel. I did these as like the pennant finish that she has, and I put a little mini pom-pom. I sewed it in when I put them together, and they all have a little charm. That's a witch hat. Emmy is not liking all this noise. Cackle lozenges, cauldron cleaner, snail slime, and bat bomb. So I will get these, and then there's bells that hang in between them. Let me just set that over there. Okay. That one takes a little figuring, but then it hangs and it looks really nice. This is actually a little freebie that I think is still available on the HandsOn Design website that went with that series, Spells and Charms, and I finished it as a little pillow. I did the ruched ribbon with beads, and it took me 7 hours. It was, you'll notice I don't do that very often. I have a couple others I've done, and I've done it differently, and I like the other way I've done it better than what I tried on that one. Here is HandsOn Design. I don't know, HandsOn Design. It's super cute. I have a little, I have a stand, a pedestal that pops on. It's back there somewhere. That one was fun. This is a Lottie da that I think is a freebie on their website. It was in a magazine, I just cross-stitched a long time ago. So I think it's called Trick or Treat or Smell My Feet. I changed the sock color, and I just used one of those DMC color variations. And I did it real simple with some rickrack and then the stripes on the back. I used cording on this one. And I used the cording where I stitched around and hid the cording inside, which I do have a tutorial on that as well. These guys my mom made. She made these for me last year, and I love them. Frankenstein. I have 2 Frankensteins. This is a zombie with his brains. And this is Dracula. This is just a little pattern I bought on Etsy, and then she made them. I'll put the designer down below so you can look up the Etsy store if you crochet. Witch Shoes is by my friend Marissa, MKissaCreations. Creations. It'll be down below. That was fun with all the different shoes. I have a piece this goes on. This is an old, this is a refinish. This was an old, little small frosted pumpkin that I had in a tiny frame, but it wasn't working for me, so I refinished it with some herringbone stitch and some pom-pom into a little pillow, just to give it a little bigger. And this kind of shape is nice because then if you have a lot of things in the pillow, if something's covering it, it doesn't cover the actual stitch. All right, these guys, where's the stitched one? This is from Val's Stuff, Just Batty. And you stitch the wings on perforated paper and then you put it together as a little bat. I love these guys. So I had this one, it was sold as a kit, and at the time you couldn't still get the kit. So then I made my own just with fabric wings. And I did a tutorial on these, but Val has since re-released the kit. She re-released it last year as like a limited edition kit, but I know you can, it's still around. And I hang those guys, I have 3 and I hang them on a garland. But a much less noisy one than the HandsOn Design. Every year, Barbie and Misty and I do some kind of swap. Some years it's Halloween, some years it's Christmas. So I have a couple of these that they stitched for me. This one I know is one of Misty's charts, Luminous Fiberarts. I'll have to list the exact name down below. This one I know is a Prairie Schooler. Again, I'll have to list which one down below. Same as this one here. So I usually hang these on my metal tree. And then this was a gift from my friend Tifa. And this was out of one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines. So that's just a little pillow. This was also a swap gift, and I'll have to look up the name of this because I don't remember. Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts made this for me as a little drum. It's so cute. I'll list that below. I know she's told me, I just don't remember off the top of my head, so I'll list that one down below. It's a little primmer than I normally have, which is nice to kind of mix it up. This is one of my little freebie charts, Ghosts, Goblins, Witches, and Warlocks. And those are on my website, so I'll put that down below too. So that's just a little freebie. That cool fabric is Monster Mash by Picture This Plus. And I had some ghost fabric and a ghost charm. This is another frosted pumpkin. Trick or Treat. This was a stitch along a long time ago. And I finished it on a styrofoam block. I bet it's a couple styrofoam blocks. No, this feels like it's all one. I must have had to have John cut this one because I'm sure I couldn't find one this size. And I have a tutorial on that too. It's so easy, it's no sew, it's all pins. Like you can tell on the bottom where I pinned the lace on. So it's a really nice, fun finish, and it stands up on its own. I've run out of space over here. This is a little HandsOn Design. She had that whole series, A Year in Chalk, I think. I did change this one because they're on black fabric with white, but I put mine on a neutral fabric with black and then the orange accents with pom-pom. And this just goes on a little board. Look, you can see I cut it real close with this fabric. That's the Salvage. All right, here's a big one. This is another block finish, and this is a little extra. This one's a little extra. I think it's called Scary Things October Brings, and it's by Silver Creek Samplers. And I finished it as a cube, a big cube. And then I found this witch hat that was one of those that they sell this time of year on like the headbands that you can wear. So it's just pinned in there. Like Here's the pins. It's just pinned in. And then this little extra stuff, the mesh, was part of the headband. So I just kind of layered it up so it's kind of like a ribbon. So this one just kind of sits out on its own. I really like this hat. You can find these, like I said, this time of year, they're everywhere. This is another Silver Creek. This was a gift. This was made for me by Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. I don't remember the name. It might just be Halloween or 31st. But it's Silver Creek Samplers. Again, this was from a magazine, but it's now available on its own. This is a little pendulum I made last year. It's Durene Jones. And it's a crow with this really pretty design on the other side. I have a tutorial for these as well. I sound like a broken record. So there's that one. That goes on my tree. Here is a Satsuma Street that goes on my tree. This is Ghostly Manor. This is sold as a kit. You might still be able to get just the PDF on her Etsy. Sometimes you can. So that's the perforated paper. I added a hanger. These ones are by Barbie of Pedal Pusher. She has a design called Fall Monograms, and it's different alphabets and like circle designs, so you can do your own thing. And one of them is Halloween, so I did Eek. So E, E. Okay. On a gray fabric with this fun pink floss. So then I hang those up. We're getting down to it. We have 3 berries, some more jingle bells, and not stitching related, but I made this little witch. So she's cute. She lives in there. So my 3 berries are the final things. This is, this one I don't remember. Wicked Cute, actually, I think is the name of the chart. So it's this little witch with these fun fabrics, fun colors. Some of these, like the Hocus Pocus, are over 1. So if you're doing it on an Aida, you'd probably need to backstitch. I layered up some wool and added a button and a little piece of ribbon. This one, it's an Eric Michaels berry. I'll put it down below. This one is different because you bring the design right together, or almost right together, in the back. And it's a witch and that fun moon and the fun tree. And there's swirly ghosts. So this one I did a felt, just a felt with alternating gold and white. These are just straight pins that I just push in there. And then just another button company, and this is just a little tiny wool felt ball on a straight pin. And then the last thing in my bucket is Yikes Berry. This one is on an 18 count fabric, and it's whatever color it is, it's the called for, because I was shocked that I actually found it. I had to make a little bit of adjustment on, I think it was some of these little doohickeys would have been easier on an even weave or a linen, but I'm using an Aida, like I had to split the threads, so I just made them work. So this one, I love the colors. And then this topper, I did a spiky black one with a little piece of wool and just a little stack of buttons on top. So that, besides some more loud jingle bells, is what is in my Halloween bucket. I hope you enjoyed and got some inspiration, and I will be back with another of these for Thanksgiving. That's a little bucket. I don't think there's any jingle bells in that one. So that will be the next one of these kind of fully finished unboxing parades. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.